It's cold out. It is very cold. Also, I know this is being filmed vertically, but my cell phone holder, my phone will fall out of my holder if I turn it sideways. So we're gonna deal with it. But hope you're ready to join me on my drive home here. Let's go. Because boy, do I have stories. Let me focus on getting out of here first. Leaving school right now. I've just come from my Spanish class. I like Spanish. Me gusta mucho la lengua. Pero, oh, I just blocked myself in. But, yeah. Pero, no me gusta esta clase. No me gusta nada. My professor, though, he's cool. Kind of. I just don't like the way he runs class. I like him. The thing is, he totally vapes in class. Definitely vapes in class. And he tries to be sneaky about it. But, he wears it around his neck, first off. So there's that. And then he'll turn around, he'll turn his back to us while we're doing, like, group work or partner work and whatever. And, well, but you could tell what he's doing because suddenly a giant cloud of vapor is just surrounding his head. So, I don't know who he thinks he's kidding, but he's not fooling any of us. So yeah, I just don't like the way he runs the class very much. Whoa, watch it there, buddy. Parking lot, slow down. But, I know he's helping us learn. I'm just not big into partner activities. So that's just me. But he's a good teacher. I mean, I've already learned a lot in his class. So I guess I can't really fault him. Sorry if you can hear the fan too, by the way. Because right now, like, it's the heat. But it only works if it's on high. And I'm not about to turn it off because it is 6 degrees outside. It is 6 degrees Fahrenheit. It feels like 4. And it's cold. So I'm not turning it off, so you're just gonna have to deal with it. White noise, never hurt anybody, right? But ordinarily I'd be heading to my second class of the day, which on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays is positive psychology, but my class was canceled today because my professor has some kind of a family emergency, so I hope everything works out alright for her, although I am not complaining about not having class. Gonna go home and do some studying, make some more Spanish flashcards to cover what we did today, because flashcards are key. Flashcards are key for pretty much any class I take. I make flashcards for it. And my best friend Amanda just bought me a whole pack of Vera Bradley flashcards, so I'm gonna utilize those. And but anybody here who is watching from Southeast Michigan or any other anywhere around Southern Michigan in general, and think it was parts of Ohio, Indiana, everything. Did y'all see that meteor last night? Like 8:10, 8:15-ish? Because I was laying on my couch watching YouTube on my laptop, just watching random YouTube videos, as I do. And suddenly it was daylight outside for a second, and it freaked me right out. Now, I did not hear any, a lot of people heard an explosion. I did not hear an explosion. It also caused a 2.0 magnitude earthquake, which I did not feel. I don't know if that came later, maybe while I was sleeping, or because I was on the ground floor, I don't know. So I didn't hear anything, and I didn't feel anything, but it definitely saw the flash. It definitely turned into daylight for a second outside. And it was kind of crazy. So there was also that happened. I think it's called a when it exploded in the atmosphere, which I think they call a bolide. Is that B-O-L-I-D-E? I sure remember this from my astronomy class in high school. Sorry, Mr. Hamilton. But yeah, so that it was bright, and I think that it caused the car accident that was farther down the street, right? Because I left a few minutes after that, and there were a bunch of flashing lights. So of course, I was supposed to turn left out of my sub, and I saw flashing lights, so I turned right because I'm curious. Hang on, I gotta watch through this area. There's no people crossing the road right here, and at this time of day, you don't really have to worry about deer. But there have been a lot of turkeys recently. A lot of wild turkeys, so I gotta make sure I'm watching for those. Not that I've not watched anyway, I'm a careful driver, promise. But no, anyway, so I of course turned right out of my sub to go drive past this car accident because I'm nosy like that. Who's the comedian who does the thing where everybody comes out of their house to watch when you hear it? I think it's Dane Cook. You hear the crash? Well, I didn't hear it, but I saw the lights, so I drove past it, and they didn't look like there was any injuries. There weren't any injuries. There weren't any ambulances or everything. Everybody was standing outside. There was a car in someone's front yard, though. Oh, no turkeys today. Must be too cold for the turkeys. Where are you, turkeys? Oh, it is bright. Bright. Sun on the snow. That didn't help me at all. Alright, but, so there were no injuries in this accident, but there was a car in somebody's front yard, which shouldn't be there, because I drive by this house all the time, and there's never a car in the front yard, so, yeah. It was also dark, so I couldn't see very well. Here we go, we are actually on our way now, off of campus. But, so there was that, and then I went and fed the cat, and everything was fine. But then also, one of the last things I think I wanted to talk about was what I did yesterday. For the first time in over a year, I did go and give blood, which is a very good thing to do. If you are able to give blood, do it. I don't care how much of a fear of needles you have. The worst part is this, right here. I don't know if you can see that Band-Aid on my finger. I'm not about to flip you off, though. It's the finger poke is the worst part, honestly. And even that's not too bad. It gets a little tender for a day or so afterwards. But the way I see it, if my cousin's 10-year-old son can poke himself multiple times a day to test his blood sugar because he is a type 1 diabetic, then I can handle this every 55 days. Giving blood is a very good thing to do, and because of the crazy winter that we've been having, the American Red Cross has had to cancel over 200 blood drives across the country, which means that they are suffering a serious shortage of blood right now, of all types. So I strongly encourage you. It takes an hour of your time, and they are very good to you, and then you get free treats afterwards. You get Cheez-Its and cookies and fruit snacks and juice and water, and everybody is very friendly, and one person giving blood can save up to 3 lives. So 1 unit of blood saves 3 lives, which means that yesterday I helped make an impact, which is a good feeling. So, take an hour out of your life and go save some lives and give blood. It's an hour. And they play music too, which is awesome. So it's not like you're laying there bored. But, so do that. I don't have my sticker on, but you also get a sticker that says, "Be nice to me, I gave blood today." Mine's at home. But, so people have to be nice to you because you have a sticker that says so. Plus, I know there are some places where, I don't know if it's an actual, policy or if I've just encountered some super nice people, but, I got a free slice of pizza once when I had my sticker on. I got a free hot chocolate. I don't think it was from it wasn't from Starbucks. It was a little shop in Royal Oak, but they gave me free hot chocolate, which is awesome, because they there are good people in the world, and they like seeing good be done in the world, and giving blood is definitely a good thing to do. Whether or not you have a fear of needles, you get total of 2 sticks, 1 in your finger, and then 1 in your arm to actually draw the blood. That's it. And you're laying down, too, so, you don't see it, and even if you don't like blood, you don't see the blood. They make sure you don't see it, which is good, too. I don't have an issue with blood, but, so, definitely, look up, they have blood drives going all the time, and I don't know if this is true everywhere, but at least in my area, there are 2 Red Cross centers, donation centers, where you can go and donate. There's one in Bloomfield and one in Southfield, I think is the other one. I've never been to one of those because I've always been able to find a time and a place that works for me, but yeah, it's a good thing to do. What are you doing? Hey, stay in your lane. Thank you. People. That's another thing. Okay. You put a little bit of snow on the ground and everybody suddenly forgets how to drive. This is Michigan. If you're going to drive in Michigan, you got to learn how to drive in the snow, because there's snow 6 months out of the year. No, not really. Maybe 4 months out of the year there's snow. At least 4 months. It has snowed in May before, though. So if you're going to live in Michigan, if you're going to drive in Michigan, you got to know how to drive in the snow, because you do. Yeah. also keep a brush in your car and brush the snow off your car. It drives me crazy when I see people who I know can't see me because they have snow covering their back windshield and their mirrors and everything. Brush off your car. Brush off your car. Okay, wake up 5 minutes earlier if you know if it's supposed to snow. Wake up 5 minutes earlier and brush your dang car off. Just do it. Please. Please. The rest of us appreciate it. And another thing that gets me is people who don't know how to drive in general because they never learned how to drive. Because again, I don't know if this is true everywhere, but in the state of Michigan, if you are 18, you don't have to take driver's ed. You can go to the Secretary of State, sign up for your driver's test, take your driver's test, get your license, which means you basically know how to drive long enough to pass a driver's test. You don't actually have to learn the rules of the road. I mean, and the questions on the written part of the driver's test are easy enough that pretty much anybody can guess them, quite frankly. And you don't actually have to sit there and learn and take other quizzes and exams throughout the class like I had to, and do practice drives and things like that with an instructor, which is scary to think about, that there are people driving who have never learned or been taught how to drive. And it bothers me greatly. And you can always tell when people either just don't care. I can't say for sure if these people took driver's ed or not, but they clearly think that they rule the road when if there's like 2 lanes to turn right and they're in the lane that should be turning into the far lane, but they cut you off and turn into the close lane. Don't do that. Don't do that, because that's annoying. Anyway, oh, you know what? I didn't charge my battery last night and I'm about to die here. No, that's great. That's lovely. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this little car ride story time here, and I will see y'all later. Bye.